And we're back. Episode 3, Hoop 365 show. Thank you for joining once again. If you liked the first 2 episodes or haven't seen an episode, please like, subscribe, give me a comment, whichever you prefer. I really appreciate it. But to jump right into things, as I said in the previous episode, I'm going to be talking about my top 5 rookies through the season so far. Obviously, we're only 13, 14 games through the season, so not a huge sample size, but I think we have enough to kind of get this conversation going and really talk about who's impressed us so far and what to expect moving forward. So to jump into things, number 5 for me is Patrick Williams of the Bulls. Kind of what we've seen from Patrick Williams is some up and down shooting. Shooting about 50% on the season, though, which is pretty good. 49 to be exact. Averaging close to 10.5 points a game, 4 rebounds, a steal, a block, assist, about 1 assist a game. Turnovers are a little bit higher than we want him to, but he's a rookie. So got a lot to learn, and there's things that he's going to correct, but he's assigned to guard some of the best players in the league at the small forward position. He's had to guard LeBron, the Clippers players like Kawhi, Paul George, and there's plenty others that he's going to have to guard. So that's really impressive for a rookie. And I think he's only going to get better and better as the year progresses and get more comfortable in the role that he's assigned. He's playing about 27 minutes a game, so he's getting a pretty decent workload. They've had some injuries with marketing, so it's going to be interesting to see his role moving forward when everybody's healthy, but I like what the Bulls got. I think they got a pretty good draft pick in Patrick Williams, and he's going to be a good player for them in the future because he's going to be versatile on many levels of scoring, defending, and just an overall piece of their team. So really like what he's contributed so far for the Bulls. Number 4 for me has to be Payton Pritchard. Obviously, not everyone saw this coming from Payton Pritchard, but if you watched him play in college, he played for the Oregon Ducks for 4 years. He was a really good player all 4 years. He contributed to their team all 4 years at a very high level. So it can't be too much of a surprise, even though a lot of people didn't see him coming to the Celtics and getting a lot of minutes with Jeff Teague. Kemba Walker's hurt. So that's kind of what opened the door for him. And then Jeff Teague was out for a little bit of time as well. But he's really, he hit a game winner, obviously, on a offensive rebound kind of tip-in situation, but hey, you got to put yourself in the right position to make that play, and that's what he did. And I feel like he's a guy who often puts himself in the right position to make a play. Really good defender, tries really hard on the defensive end, which is something that's going to get him on the floor more and more because Jeff Teague, getting to the later part of his career, not going to want to defend quite as much or as hard. So Payton Pritchard's really pressing their backup guards for minutes, and he's beat Carson Edwards out, beaten Jeff Teague out for some minutes, and he's really impressed me. He shoots the ball at a very high level, shooting 50% from the field, 90% from the line, so not a liability at the free throw line, which is always tremendous. And like I said, he really takes care of the ball and plays good defense. So reasons to get him on the court right there. And for number 3, for me, it's got to be James Wiseman. I know a lot of people might not agree with that, but that's more off potential than production so far. Obviously, he's had some good games and really productive games, some higher scoring games in the 20s or whatever early when Draymond was out. His role was expanded a little bit more, but now that Draymond's kind of back in the lineup, being a real teacher. So James Wiseman only played 6 games at Memphis in college basketball. He's really raw, and you just see flashes. You see the flashes of how good he can be and what he can do. He can shoot the ball, he can block shots, he can run the floor, he can bring the ball up, and he's only going to get better. And I think his range is going to get better. His ability to face up and do different face-up moves is going to get better. So super impressive to me. I think, like I said in episode 2, he would have been the number 1 overall pick if he played a full season at Memphis, and I firmly believe that because his potential and what he was going to do at a full season at Memphis would have been very intriguing for every NBA team. And the Warriors got a steal. At second pick, they slid in there, obviously because of the injuries, but he's going to be huge for them going forward. When they get Clay back, they're going to be so good. And he's going to be a big part of that. He's going to be a big reason why. And Draymond's going to be throwing him a ton of lobs. James Wiseman from Draymond, get used to it because you're going to hear it often. Steph's already thrown him quite a few, and he's super freakishly athletic and long that he's going to catch a lot of bodies. So that's number 3 for me. Number 2, you could really call number 2 and 1 a tie because they've both been really impressive. But number 2's got to be Lamelo Ball because of his shooting percentage. He's only shooting like 41%, which is better than I thought he was going to shoot. I didn't think he'd be a great shooter, but he's actually shot the ball a little bit better than I thought. He's kind of settled in and shot it better and better as the year has progressed. So it'll be interesting to see what his final numbers are on the shooting percentage side of things. But what he's done as a distributor, as a rebounder in limited minutes, he's only playing about 25 minutes a game. That is extraordinary. Youngest player to ever have a triple-double. LaMelo Ball is special. I think he just has that really easy factor to him where the game just comes super easy and he can kind of just go out there and play pickup basketball, and it looks like he's not even trying, but he's being super productive. So LaMelo Ball has been a really fun watch. He gets people in the stands. He's going to get people in the stands because he's a threat to get a triple-double on a nightly basis, even in the limited minutes. As he gets older, he's going to have to get stronger, and he's going to have to continue to improve his shooting because teams will lay off him and really force him to shoot as he gets older. But his ability to get to the rim and make things happen around the rim, around the basket on the fast break are extraordinary, and I think he would be really fun to play with. So I think it's a really bright spot for the Charlotte Hornets, and they got a really good pick in LaMelo Ball. It'll be fun to watch him the rest of the season. But number 1 for me, Tyrese Haliburton. He's been balling for the Kings. Dude has shot over 50% from the field, averaging 11 points a game. Steal numbers are good. Assist numbers are good. Turnovers about the same as assists. So with more minutes, I think both of those assists and steals go up, and the turnovers continue to get less and less as he gets a little bit stronger and better with the ball at the NBA level. But he's been super impressive. I love how he tweeted, they didn't say my shot could translate to the NBA, because obviously it has. And he's knocked down the 3 at a pretty high percentage. He's hitting about 2 3-pointers a game. And he's finishing out the fourth quarter a lot for them. I think he's like one of the leading scorers in the fourth quarter. I know he is for rookies, but he does a tremendous job closing the game. And they trust him with the ball in his hands already, which is huge. I think that he's going to be a big part for the Kings going forward. Obviously, they got a nice young core. Don't really know why they're not all that great. Obviously, Marvin Bagley's dad was not happy. He wants his son out of there. So that'll be interesting to see kind of how the Kings continue to develop that young core. I think they really need to release Buddy Hield and just let him ball out. Him and Fox can be a really good backcourt, but I don't know what the deal is. Hield plays up and down minutes. His production's so up and down. It's just a weird dynamic. And then you got Haliburton, who's really starting to play well. So putting pressure on the whole squad as far as the guards go on who wins the games and whatnot. So it'll be interesting to see how he fits into the Kings lineup the rest of the year. Obviously, he's done great things so far. Really fun to watch, and I've enjoyed the rookies so far this year. There's another rookie in Memphis that could have been included in the list. He's only played 8 games, but shooting the ball really well. He's a power forward, so he's around the rim a lot, but he's averaging about 9 points a game, shooting about 56%. He's been impressive. He was kind of on the later half of the list that I made here. Jayshawn Tate with the Rockets has been impressive. He's gotten an expanded role since they've had the trade with James Harden and everything. He's been impressive, especially when they were super undermanned. He did a lot of the ball handling, and I enjoyed watching him. So there's some good rookies this year. No one that really jumps off the screen other than LaMelo Ball, James Wiseman, just like as the wow factor. But Haliburton's a solid player, and Payton Pritchard's a really solid player. So Same with Patrick Williams. So that's my top 5 for the NBA rookies through the first 14 games of the year. Let me know what you think. If you agree, awesome. If you don't, who did I miss? Who should be in there? And who are your top 5 rookies? Let me know. Appreciate you. Episode 3 is complete. Stay tuned for episode 4. It's going to be a good one.